One day, Kunle overheard some palace maids gossiping about his mother's unhappy marriage. He was heartbroken to learn that his mother had been suffering silently all these years. Determined to bring happiness to her life, Kunle decided to take matters into his own hands. Once upon a time, in a faraway village in the western part of Nigeria, there lived a queen named Bimpe. She was married to King Jamil in a loveless marriage arranged by their parents. Despite her efforts to make Jamil love her, he remained indifferent, even marrying 10 more wives. Bimpe endured much suffering in silence until she found solace in the birth of her son, Prince Kunle. She poured her love and attention into raising him, hoping he would bring happiness into her life. From the moment Kunle was born, Bimpe's world revolved around him. She showered him with love and care, devoting herself entirely to his upbringing. Kunle grew into a handsome and intelligent young prince, but despite his presence, King Jamil remained distant and indifferent towards Bimpe. Despite the lack of attention from her husband, Bimpe found joy and purpose in being a mother to Kunle. She focused all her energy on providing him with the best upbringing possible, ensuring he received the love and attention he deserved. As Kunle grew older, he became Bimpe's source of strength and inspiration, giving her the courage to endure the challenges of her loveless marriage. However, despite her efforts to shield Kunle from the harsh realities of their marriage, Bimpe couldn't help but worry about his future. She longed for him to experience the love and happiness she never had, wishing for a better life for her beloved son. And so, she vowed to continue nurturing and protecting Kunle, determined to give him the happiness she had always dreamed of. Bimpe's love for Kunle knew no bounds. She spent every moment she could with him, teaching him about their traditions, storytelling, and playing games together. Despite the sadness in her heart from her marriage, Kunle brought her immense joy. As Kunle grew older, he began to notice his mother's sadness. He often asked her why she looked so sad, but Bimpe always brushed it off with a smile, telling him she was just tired. Kunle, being the perceptive child he was, knew there was more to it. One day, Kunle overheard some palace maids gossiping about his mother's unhappy marriage. He was heartbroken to learn that his mother had been suffering silently all these years. Determined to bring happiness to her life, Kunle decided to take matters into his own hands. He began planning a surprise for his mother, hoping to make her smile again. Kunle spent days secretly preparing for his surprise for his mother. He knew he had to do something special to make her happy. He decided to create a beautiful garden for her, filled with her favorite flowers and plants. With the help of the palace gardeners, Kunle worked tirelessly to plant flowers, trees, and bushes in a secluded corner of the palace grounds. He carefully tended to each plant, making sure they received enough sunlight and water to grow healthy and strong. Meanwhile, Bimpe noticed a change in her son's behavior. He seemed busier than usual, often disappearing for hours at a time. She wondered what he was up to but didn't want to interfere. Instead, she focused on her duties as queen and spent her free time with Kunle, cherishing every moment they had together. After weeks of hard work, Kunle's garden was finally ready. He couldn't wait to show it to his mother. On the day of the big reveal, Kunle led Bimpe to the secluded corner of the palace grounds. As they approached, Bimpe's eyes widened in amazement. "Oh, Kunle, it's beautiful!" she exclaimed, tears of joy welling up in her eyes. The garden was a breathtaking sight, filled with colorful flowers and lush greenery. Bimpe couldn't believe her son had done all this for her. Kunle beamed with pride as he watched his mother admire the garden. Seeing her smile made all his hard work worth it. From that day on, Bimpe spent hours in the garden, finding solace and peace among the flowers and plants. As the days passed, Bimpe's spirits lifted and she found herself feeling happier than she had been in years. She knew that no matter what challenges she faced, she could always find joy in the love of her son and the beauty of their garden. And for Kunle, seeing his mother happy was the greatest reward of all. As Prince Kunle reached the age of 25, he felt it was time to find a wife. He met a maiden named Idowu and they got along well. Kunle thought Idowu would make a suitable wife, so he introduced her to his mother, Queen Bimpe. However, Queen Bimpe did not approve of Idowu. She made excuses like Idowu couldn't cook well. Kunle respected his mother's opinion and decided to let go of Idowu, even though he liked her. Little did Kunle know that Queen Bimpe disapproved of Idowu because she feared losing her son's attention once he got married. So whenever Kunle brought a girl home, the queen found faults in them. Kunle realized he needed to find someone his mother couldn't object to, so he decided to take his time and search for the right partner. Prince Kunle was determined to find a bride that his mother would approve of. He continued his search, meeting various maidens from different villages. Each time, he hoped that he would finally find the one who would win his mother's heart. One day, while walking through the marketplace, Prince Kunle noticed a young woman selling beautiful flowers. Her name was Adesuwa, and she had a gentle smile that captured his attention. He approached her and struck up a conversation. They talked for hours, and Prince Kunle found himself drawn to her kind and caring nature. After spending time with Adesuwa, Prince Kunle decided to introduce her to his mother. He was hopeful that she would see the same goodness in Adesuwa like he did. When they arrived at the palace, Queen Bimpe was surprised to see her son with another maiden. However, she met Adesuwa. She was impressed by her humility and grace. As they sat together in the palace garden, Queen Bimpe asked Adesuwa about her family and upbringing. Adesuwa spoke with sincerity and warmth, and the queen found herself drawn to her. She admired Adesuwa's devotion to her parents and her willingness to help others in need. After their meeting, Queen Bimpe pulled Prince Kunle aside and expressed her approval of Adesuwa. She could see that Adesuwa was a kind-hearted woman who would make a wonderful wife for her son. Prince Kunle was overjoyed by his mother's acceptance and knew that Adesuwa was the one he had been searching for. With his mother's blessing, Prince Kunle proposed to Adesuwa and she happily accepted. They announced their engagement to the kingdom and there was much celebration and rejoicing. Queen Bimpe was delighted to welcome Adesuwa into their family and she began to make plans for the royal wedding. As the wedding day approached, preparations were made throughout the kingdom. The palace was adorned with flowers and decorations, and everyone eagerly awaited the joyous occasion. On the day of the wedding, Prince Kunle and Adesuwa exchanged vows in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by their loved ones. After the ceremony, there was a grand feast in the palace courtyard. The kingdom came together to celebrate the union of Prince Kunle and Adesuwa, and there was music, dancing and laughter late into the night. Queen Bimpe looked on with pride as her son and his new bride began their journey together. From that day forward, Prince Kunle and Adesuwa ruled the kingdom with wisdom and compassion. They worked together to bring prosperity and happiness to their people, grew stronger with each passing day, and Queen Bimpe watched over them with love and joy, grateful that her son had found true happiness with his beloved Adesuwa. 1 month later, Adesuwa became pregnant, and as the days passed, Adesuwa's pregnancy brought joy and excitement to the palace. Prince Kunle was overjoyed at the thought of becoming a father, and Adesuwa glowed with happiness. However, unknown to them, Queen Bimpe harbored a dark secret. She was not pleased with Adesuwa's presence in the palace and was determined to make her stay miserable. Despite Adesuwa's efforts to show love and respect to the queen, Bimpe's heart was filled with resentment. One fateful day, Bimpe volunteered to make Adesuwa a special juice, claiming it would help with her pregnancy. Kunle and Adesuwa gratefully accepted the offer, unaware of the queen's ulterior motives. As Adesuwa sipped the juice, a feeling of unease washed over her. She felt a sharp pain in her abdomen, and before she could even comprehend what was happening, she collapsed to the ground in agony. Kunle rushed to his wife's side. Panic-stricken, he called for help, and the palace physician was summoned immediately. But it was too late. Adesuwa had miscarried the baby. The news of the miscarriage spread quickly throughout the palace, casting a shadow of grief over everyone. Kunle was devastated, his heart breaking at the loss of his child. Adesuwa was inconsolable, her dreams of motherhood shattered in an instant. Queen Bimpe watched from the sidelines, her heart filled with satisfaction. Her plan had succeeded, and she felt a twisted sense of triumph over Adesuwa's suffering. But amidst the sorrow of despair, there was also anger and suspicion. Kunle couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. He vowed to uncover the truth behind his wife's miscarriage and bring justice to those responsible. Kunle was consumed with grief and anger following the miscarriage of his child. Despite the palace physician's assurances that Adesuwa would recover physically, the emotional wounds ran deep. Determined to uncover the truth behind his wife's miscarriage, Kunle embarked on an investigation. He questioned the palace staff, seeking any clues or suspicious behavior that could lead to the culprit. As he delved deeper into the matter, Kunle discovered that Queen Bimpe had been the one to prepare Adesuwa's special juice on the day of the miscarriage. This revelation filled him with a mixture of shock and disbelief. How could his own mother be capable of such a heinous act? Kunle confronted his mother, demanding answers. At first, Queen Bimpe denied any wrongdoing, feigning innocence and claiming that it was all a tragic accident. But Kunle's intuition told him otherwise. Determined to get to the truth, Kunle enlisted the help of Adesuwa's loyal maid, Amina. Together, they searched the queen's chamber for any evidence that could incriminate her. Their efforts paid off when they stumbled upon a vial of poison hidden in a secret compartment within the queen's chambers. The realization hit Kunle like a thunderbolt. his own mother had deliberately poisoned Adesua in a bid to end her pregnancy. Filled with a mix of rage and sorrow, Kunle confronted Queen Bimpe once again. This time, there was no denying the evidence against her was so clear. In a fit of desperation, the queen confessed to her heinous crime, admitting that she had been driven by jealousy and resentment towards Adesua. The revelation rocked the palace to its core. Queen Bimpe was stripped of her title and banished from the kingdom, her actions forever straining her legacy. With the truth finally revealed, Kunle and Adesua could begin to heal from their ordeal, though the scars of their loss would never fully fade. They found solace in each other's love and support. As they looked toward the future, Kunle vowed to be a better husband and protector to Adesua, his wife, ensuring that no harm would ever come to her again. And with their bond stronger than ever, they faced whatever challenges the future held, knowing that together they could overcome anything. Bimpe was furious that her own son, Prince Kunle, had banished her from the palace because of Adesua. She felt betrayed and resentful, but she refused to give up on her plans to come back. Meanwhile, Adesua pleaded with Kunle to bring back his mother to the palace, believing that it was all a result of manipulation by evil forces. Kunle hesitated at first, but eventually he agreed to consider it. Bimpe, determined to cause trouble for Adesua, devised a new plan to frustrate her. She knew she had to be cunning and strategic to achieve her goal of driving a wedge between Kunle and Adesua. As tensions mounted in the palace, Kunle grappled with conflicting emotions. On one hand, he wanted to honor his wife's wishes and reconcile with his mother. On the other hand, he couldn't shake the feeling that Bimpe's return would only bring more troubles. Not long after, Adesua found out she was pregnant again. Prince Kunle was overjoyed, but he was also cautious, remembering the tragedy of the previous pregnancy. He made sure to take extra care of Adesua and keep her safe. However, unknown to Kunle, Queen Bimpe still had a loyal spy in the palace named Folake. Folake reported everything happening in the palace back to the queen, including Adesuwa's pregnancy. When Bimpe learned about Adesuwa's second pregnancy, she was filled with bitterness and sadness. She couldn't bear the thought of Adesuwa bearing another child and potentially stealing Kunle's affection away from her. Determined to sabotage Adesuwa's happiness, Bimpe concocted a wicked plan. She called Folake and gave her a vile substance to spread on Adesuwa's bedside. "Make sure no one sees you doing this," Bimpe instructed her loyal maid. Folake felt anxious about the task but knew she had to obey the queen's orders. As Folake searched for the right time and opportunity to carry out the queen's sinister plot, a sense of foreboding hung over the palace. Little did anyone know, darker days were ahead, and the peace they had enjoyed would soon be shattered by betrayal and deceit. One day, Amina had to do something very important for Prince Kunle, so she asked her friend Folake to help her tidy up the chambers of Queen Adesuwa. But Folake had a secret plan. She felt it was the right time to carry out the task given to her by Queen Bimpe. With a mischievous smile, Folake hurried into the queen's chambers. She pretended to arrange things but secretly sprinkled a poisonous substance. Then, Feeling pleased with herself, she decided to rest on the queen's bed. But Folake didn't know how dangerous the poison was. Soon, she began to feel sick. Her stomach rumbled, and a terrible smell filled the room. Folake screamed for help, and the palace was in chaos. Prince Kunle and Queen Adesua rushed into the room alongside with some maids. They found Folake on the floor. Prince Kunle immediately sent for the palace physician. When the physician arrived, he sensed something evil. He asked Folake to confess, promising her freedom, and Folake did confess. She admitted that Queen Bimpe had sent her to harm Queen Adesua and her baby. Prince Kunle was furious. He ordered his guards to bring Bimpe to the palace at once. He wanted to punish her severely for her wickedness, but Queen Adesua surprised everyone. As the palace physician tended to Folake's ailment, Prince Kunle's heart boiled with anger upon learning of Queen Bimpe's treachery. He clenched his fists and demanded justice, his eyes blazing with fury. But before he could unleash his wrath upon the queen, Adesua, ever the voice of compassion and forgiveness, intervened. "Please, my prince," Adesua implored, her voice gentle yet firm, "let us not be consumed by hatred and vengeance. Queen Bimpe may have acted out of malice, but we must find it in our hearts to show her mercy." Kunle turned between his desire for justice and Adesua's pleas for forgiveness. Hesitated, he looked into Adesua's eyes and saw the depth of her compassion, her unwavering faith in the power of forgiveness. Something stirred within him, a glimmer of understanding and empathy. "Adesua is right," Kunle finally spoke, his voice tempered with newfound wisdom. "We cannot let anger and resentment dictate our actions. Mercy is a virtue we must uphold, even in the face of betrayal." With a heavy heart, Kunle called off the execution order and instructed his guards to bring Queen Bimpe to the palace unharmed. Adesua's act of forgiveness had touched him deeply, reminding him of the importance of compassion and understanding. When Queen Bimpe arrived at the palace, she was met with stern gazes and whispered accusations. But Adesua, true to her word, approached her with open arms and a forgiving heart. "Mother," Adesua said, her voice filled with warmth and sincerity, "I forgive you for your actions, for I believe that love and forgiveness are the strongest forces in the world. Let us put this dark chapter behind us and move forward with hope and reconciliation." Tears welled up in Queen Bimpe's eyes as she embraced Adesua, overwhelmed by her daughter-in-law's capacity for forgiveness. She knew she had wronged her deeply, but Adesua's act of mercy filled her with a renewed sense of hope and redemption. Prince Kunle, witnessing the scene before him, felt a profound sense of gratitude towards Adesua. Her compassion had not only saved Queen Bimpe's life, but had also reminded him of the importance of forgiveness and reconciliation. As the palace buzzed with whispers of forgiveness and redemption, a sense of peace settled over the kingdom. And in that moment, Prince Kunle, Queen Bimpe, and Adesua knew that they had chosen the path of love and compassion, paving the way for a brighter future for their kingdom. In the aftermath of the turmoil caused by Folake's betrayal and the revelation of Queen Bimpe's involvement, the palace was filled with a sense of tension and uncertainty. But amidst the whispers and rumors, there was also a glimmer of hope for reconciliation and renewal. Queen Bimpe, humbled by Adesua's act of forgiveness, sought to atone for her past actions. With a heavy heart and a newfound determination, she approached Adesua, ready to make amends. "Adesua, my daughter," Queen Bimpe began, her voice trembling with emotion, "I cannot undo the pain I have caused you, but I vow to spend the rest of my days making things right." Will you forgive me? Adesua looked into her mother-in-law's eyes, seeing the sincerity and remorse reflected in their depths. She reached out and took Queen Bimpe's hand, a gesture of forgiveness and reconciliation. Mother, I forgive you, Adesua said softly. Let us leave the past behind us and focus on building a better future together. Tears of gratitude welled up in Queen Bimpe's eyes as she embraced Adesua, feeling a weight lifted from her heart. With Adesua's forgiveness, she found the strength to begin anew, determined to make things right. Meanwhile, Prince Kunle grappled with his own feelings of guilt and regret. He had been blinded by anger and resentment, failing to see the true extent of Kimbimpi's remorse, but Adesua's act of forgiveness had opened his eyes to the power of love and compassion. Adesua, Kunle said, approaching her with a sense of humility, I am sorry for my actions. I let my anger cloud my judgment, but you showed me the way forward with your forgiveness. Adeswa smiled warmly at Kunle, her heart filled with love and understanding. We all make mistakes, my prince, she replied. What matters is that we learn from them and strive to do better. With reconciliation and forgiveness prevailing in the palace, a sense of peace and harmony began to return to the kingdom. Queen Bimpe, Adesua, and Prince Kunle worked together to rebuild trust and unity among their people, fostering a spirit of cooperation and goodwill. As days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the kingdom flourished under their leadership. The people rejoiced in the newfound peace and prosperity, grateful for the wisdom and compassion of their rulers. And so, with heart full of hope and determination, Queen Bimpe, Adesua, and Prince Kunle embarked on a new chapter in their lives, united in their commitment to creating a better future for their kingdom. One evening, after the festival of unity had come to an end, Prince Kunle and Queen Bimpe, his mother, sat together in the palace gardens, enjoying the tranquil surroundings. Adesua joined them, and they shared stories of their childhood and the challenges they had faced. As they reminisced, Bimpe's thoughts turned to events of the past, and she felt a heavy weight on her heart. She knew she needed to come clean about her past misdeeds. So she took a deep breath and began to speak. Kunle, Adesua, she started, her voice trembling slightly. There is something I need to confess to both of you. It's about the things I have done in the past, the betrayals and deceptions. Kunle and Adesua listened attentively, sensing the gravity of Bimpe's words. They could see the anguish in her eyes and waited patiently for her to continue. I, I was consumed by jealousy and insecurities, Bimpe admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. I felt threatened by Adesuwa's presence in our lives, afraid that she would take away your love and attention. Kunle, tears welled up in Bimpe's eyes as she recounted her feelings of inadequacy and fear. She had allowed her insecurities to cloud her judgment, leading her to betray those closest to her. I thought that by scheming and plotting, I could protect what was mine, Bimpe continued, her voice filled with remorse. But I see now that I only caused harm and pain to those I cared about most. Kunle reached out and gently took Bimpe's hand, offering her comfort and support. Adesua placed a hand on Bimpe's shoulder, conveying her forgiveness and understanding. It takes great courage to admit your mistakes, mother, Kunle said, his voice soft but yet firm. We all make errors in judgment, but what's important is that we learn from them and strive to do better in the future. Bimpe nodded, her heart heavy with regret, but also filled with hope for redemption. She knew that she had a long road ahead of her, but with the love and support of her family, she believed she could make amends for her past actions. Together, the three of them sat beneath the starry sky, sharing their burdens and their dreams for the future. And as the night wore on, they found solace in each other's company, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together as a united family. Months had passed since the reconciliation and renewal in the palace. Queen Bimpe, Adesua and Prince Kunle had worked tirelessly to rebuild trust and unity among their people, and their efforts had borne fruits. The kingdom flourished under their leadership, and a sense of peace and harmony prevailed. One bright morning, Adesua woke up feeling a flutter of excitement in her heart. She sensed that today would be a special day, though she couldn't quite put her finger on why. As she went about her daily task, she felt a gentle stirring in her belly, a sign that her time was near. She smiled to herself, knowing that the arrival of her baby was near. Meanwhile, the palace was abuzz with anticipation. The servants hurried to prepare for the new arrival, while Queen Bimpe and Prince Kunle eagerly awaited the news. Suddenly, Adesua felt a sharp pain shooting through her abdomen, and she knew that the time had come. With a sense of calm determination, she made her way to the birthing chamber, where the midwives awaited her. Hours passed, and the palace was filled with the sounds of labor and childbirth. Queen Bimpe and Prince Kunle paced nervously outside the birthing chamber, their hearts filled with hope and apprehension. Finally, the moment arrived. The midwives emerged from the chamber, their faces beaming with joy. "It's a boy!" they exclaimed, holding the newborn prince in their arms. A wave of jubilation swept through the palace as the news spread. The people rejoiced at the arrival of the new prince, their future ruler. Queen Bimpe and Prince Kunle rushed into the birthing chamber to see the newborn son for the first time. Tears of joy streamed down their faces as they gazed upon the tiny bundle of joy cradled in Adesua's arms. "He's perfect," Queen Bimpe whispered, her voice filled with love. Prince Kunle beamed with pride as he reached out to touch his son's tiny fingers. "Welcome to the world, little prince," he said softly. Adesua looked down at her son, her heart overflowing with love. "You are a gift from the heavens," she whispered, pressing a gentle kiss to his forehead. And so, amidst tears of joy and laughter, the palace celebrated the arrival of the new prince. The kingdom was filled with hope and anticipation for the future, knowing that their young prince would always lead them with wisdom and compassion one day. The most important lesson in this story is the transformative power of forgiveness and love, highlighting how they can mend even the deepest wounds. Adesuwa's act of forgiving Queen Bimpe showcases the strength of kindness and compassion over anger and revenge. It underscores the significance of letting go of grudges to find peace and happiness. Additionally, the narrative emphasizes the importance of giving second chances and treating others with kindness, as everyone deserves the opportunity to make amends. Lastly, it touches on the idea that mothers should support their sons' marriages, fostering peace and harmony rather than allowing jealousy and possessiveness to strain relationships. And with that, my dear friends, our story comes to a close. But remember, the magic of storytelling lives on, waiting to whisk us away on new adventures where the wonders of imagination know no bounds. Goodbye for now, and may your dreams be filled with joy, wonder, and endless possibility. Thank you so much for watching. Please kindly comment, share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting stories.